Hello everybody, Ian Robson here for an episode of Westbridge Hills. Alright, so I've been playing a little bit on Westbridge Hills since I got this map not too long ago. I mean, just kind of messing around on it, having a little bit of fun. I haven't played a crazy amount on it, but the time I have played on it, it's been enjoyable. It's not a bad little map actually. I hadn't played on it for forever basically because I didn't have it before. But since getting it, I've been mucking around on it, having some fun. It's a pretty good little map actually. I don't know how American it is versus versus some other maps, mind you, but it definitely is a nice map, that's for sure. I know when people first started playing on it, a lot of people were saying something like it wasn't exactly a, how would you describe it? It's not really an American map, it's more like a European view of America, which I kind of agree with. I didn't really... it doesn't really seem Americano, I guess you can say it, or American as that much. And I think that's primarily because... just because the way it looks. It's like, there's some aspects that are, you know, a little bit American, and there's some ones that aren't that American. It's pretty funny actually. Which kind of throws me off. Alright, what are we doing here? We are collecting some straw. What do we got here? I should have gone the other way now that I think about it. Baling technology. What balers do we have? We could go for the Coon, the Massey, the Fent, and that's it. Let's go for the Massey Ferguson from the Extreme Baling Pack. Alright, actually there's one more thing I'm going to buy too. This was released, I don't know when it was, like just the other day actually, and today, what's today? Today's October 29th, and the OEB, so this weight right here is a non-MR version made by the OEB team, so it actually works the way it's supposed to. So if I come over here, let me show you how the weight actually works. Yes, it's on this side. I guess we should move the steering wheel down here. Oh, I never realized those actually worked. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't know why I never realized that, but it's just one of those things that I just never picked up on before. Alright, so this is the OEB weight right in front of me, right there. So let's just pick it up. There we go. So as you can see, I think, if memory serves, by itself, it's actually a 300 kilogram weight. And then what you can do is you can, of course, add weights. This is what it was supposed to, this is the way it's supposed to work. So if I press 6, see how another plate goes on there? I press 6 again, another one goes on there, and it can go up to 1,400 kilograms, so 2.2 tons. So quite a bit, actually. This tractor doesn't show it. Don't even notice it on this tractor. On some tractors, the front end will get weighed right down, which is really funny, but not in this one. This one doesn't seem to make a difference how much weight's on the front of it. Anyways, there we go. Alright, so we're gonna go bale up the straw from the field, from field number 16. So let's turn this way and this way. It's funny, I've been using this little Massey Ferguson a lot more frequently. I don't know why, but I kind of like it actually. I know David Oldfield's all about Massey Ferguson, so and actually there's quite a few people who are all about Massey Ferguson. It's one of those things that if you're loyal to a specific brand, I guess. Almost feels like it should be a bit higher, almost. Anyways, yeah, a lot of people are loyal to Massey Ferguson, so that's cool, whatever. So most people don't know, this is the Sotillo edit, I believe, of the baler. And as far as I can tell... Oh, I don't need to get out of the track to do that. As far as I can tell... there we go, lower pickup. As far as I can tell, the only difference between this one and the other ones... or this one and the actual one is the fact that it gets dirty, I've been told. That is the only difference. Which is kind of funny when you think about it. It's too bad there's no monitor that comes in here that shows the bale's done or not. That would be kind of cool. Because then you really wouldn't need to have the HUD up at all. But of course, in this scenario, we can't really get around it that much. We don't really have a choice. We kind of have to. But, well, it is a nice looking setup though. I forget where this Massey Ferguson came from. I want to say it was Mod Hoster. So many things do. So many things come from Mod Hoster, or good mods at least. Or really detailed mods, I'll say. They're not always good mods, but sometimes you can find a gem. I think this is actually the same tractor that David Oldfield edited with Blender and whatnot and made it into a beast. I think this is the same one at least. It's a pretty basic tractor. Like this, maybe this one's not the edited one, or the one he edited, but it was one like very similar. And when he actually edited his version of it, it became quite a powerful tractor in the end. What the heck? Why does it say P there? I don't know if that's for park. That would make no sense, but I don't know. Yeah, so I'm playing a little bit on Westbridge Hills. This is kind of like the tail end of Farming Simulator 2013 before 2014 comes, or 2015 comes out. So I've been mucking around on some random maps lately. Oh, there's our first bale. We're mucking around on some different maps. Played on Ballincraig a little bit. Played on Smithfield a little bit. So just, having a little bit of fun playing on some maps I never really played on very much. This being one of them as well. There are some really nice European maps out there that I really, really like the way they look, but it's kind of funny because for me, I don't know if I would like to play on it for a long time, just because I think some of the little things would get annoying. Let me give you an example, like Spring Hill Valley, for example. It's a gorgeous map, and it looks beautiful and whatnot, but I just didn't enjoy playing on it a lot, just because the way it was set up. It's not my particular style, so I like to have a bit more open landscape rather than enclosed like that was. So maybe it's just me, but I know a lot of people. I guess that's because I live in Canada, of course. I know a lot of people who live in Canada or United States, for that matter, prefer more open style. Not everybody, but maybe in general, perhaps. I'm not sure. But let's say this: most Americans I've talked to have preferred American-styled maps. Because A, you're farming in your own country sort of idea, and B, the way they are created is also closer to what you actually would get. I missed a little bit there. It's closer to what you'd actually get. So for example, open landscape like this, for example, depending on which state you're in, you might get stuff like hills or a specific fruit, like or crop, for example, like potatoes. It really changes depending on where you're playing. Now, in all honesty, I haven't really found many Canadian maps. There was one Canada map, which is basically I believe it was just a rip-off of this particular map, which is comical. And they just remade the map to this basically. I don't know. I don't remember it being a. I checked it out. I'm like, oh look, it's a Canadian map. That's pretty cool. But it basically was Westbridge Hills, and I just didn't. This map's nice, but Idaho is like 10 times better. But one of the other funny things I have discovered as of late is the fact that the long loading time is starting to bug me a little bit. So let's say I'm like, hey, let's play Farming Simulator a little bit, and then I have to wait 20 minutes for a map to load up. I basically, by the time the 20 minutes rolls around, or however long the loading time is, I'm done. I don't feel like playing as much as I did when I first started, so it's a bit frustrating in that regards. I know a lot of the maps that come from American Eagle modding tend to be fairly large maps, and because of that, they take a long time to load. But if you think about maps like Spring Hill Valley, like that's a nice map, but it doesn't really take a crazy amount of time to load, so it kind of makes you think, well, what's the reason for it? So if I were to make a map, it would definitely be, I would try to make it fast loading, that's for sure. Because it's nice to be able just to jump into a map and start playing a little bit. Like, if I wanted to record an episode in Idaho, I basically have to start loading the map and then walk away from the computer and do something else for a bit and then come back and wait for it. So you basically, you know, in some scenarios it might be as much as, you know, half an hour. And in those scenarios, you're basically, that could be an episode that you couldn't record because it takes so long to load. But that's been my experience, at least. And because of that, it has been, there have been some times where I've been a little annoyed and I basically said to myself, I'm like, ugh, do I really want to record right now? Because you get hyped up, so to speak, for the episode or for recording or playing the game even. And then you get to a scenario where you're like, I don't feel like playing. Because you had to wait so long to play, and then it's not always all the time, but you know, every now and then you do run into that scenario. So, all right, almost done. Got 2 passes left. This is a nice small field, so it's not too bad. I don't know how many bales we've gotten. Is it delete or R or O? Wouldn't come up anyways. 18. It's not too bad actually. That's a lot more than I thought we were gonna get from this. Especially considering where we have these enormous bales. What's this capacity of these ones? I suppose they're the same capacity as they've always been, but I think it's 6,000 liters per bale. I want to say it is. What are we at? 4. 5,100 liters, so almost 6,000 liters. Huh, that's interesting. Also, you have to keep in mind that we're collecting so much straw right now because we use the big case 9230 with a 13-meter header on it. So this is a 13-meter swath worth of straw, which is just a ridiculous amount of straw. Like, I can't imagine how much straw that actually is. Like, I'm pretty sure this windrow doesn't do it very much justice. Does this have indoor sound? Let's just see. Oh, it does. Nice. I didn't realize that. It's because it's not like, I think what the difference is, if you get outside of this one, it has like a more engine, you know, guttural, lower sound, I guess. But when you get in, the engine's still there, but they changed the pitch of it, so it's like a lower, not in your face type of sound, I guess, is what I'm going for. Apparently there's a tractor outside as well. Probably a backhoe is my guess. Alright, do we want to not turn off the baler, but isn't there a way to... Oh, interesting. Oh, turn off the baler? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you turn off the baler and then unload? That seems strange. There we go. That's the rest of it. Let's raise the pickup here. And put it into transport position. Excellent. Nice. Let's not hit the barn. Also, I'm pretty sure that barn would be a little bit bigger. Scale-wise, like... I think, at least. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm not an expert on scale. Also, so looking forward to mirrors in 2015. I keep calling it 2015, but I have to remind myself it's not 2015, it's only Farming Simulator 15. I don't know. Alright, so where are we going? Where are we going to put this? This yard doesn't have that much storage, holy cow. I feel like those garage doors should actually open and you should be able to store things in there. Actually, we'll do it right here. This is kind of out of the way. And I went the longest way possible, apparently. Alright. Let's back this up here. And... perfect. Alright, so I think I'll stop the episode here for now. It's only a quick little episode. I'll probably come back and for me it'll be a couple minutes. For you it'll be, I don't know, a day or two, maybe. Who knows? I'm not sure. I'm just recording this in advance, so I have a backup of a few episodes of random things just before Farming Simulator 15 comes out. Alright, folks, that's it for today. My name is Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2013, hanging out on Westbridge Hills. Catch you guys later.